this. All right, yeah, so we're gonna start just with some deep breath, and you can go ahead and set yourself up in any way that you feel most able to find that. So for some of us, it's sitting, for some of us, it's laying down, for some of us, it might be standing, right? It's really just about like finding the shape that you feel most capable of finding a deeper, fuller, more meditative breath. So whatever that looks like for you. And you can take just the next few breaths to kind of move around, to settle in, and to start to find that more still space. Couple more people joining. So I was just saying, Donna, we're just starting with some deep breaths. So however you want to start, you can start sitting, you can start reclined, you can start standing, however you're able to access, right, a deeper breath, right, breathing with your diaphragm. And then once you find a settling in, I always like closing my eyes, but sometimes just finding a drishti with eyes softly open is nice, a steady focal point. Starting to make this shift sort of away from the day, away from everything that's happened. Hi, Elizabeth. So we're just getting started. You can really start in any shape that you want to start in. We're just starting with some deep breath. Yeah. So there's, right, this time of realigning, landing, becoming a little bit more anchored into this moment and into your practice. So just taking a few moments in silence as you start to develop your own deeper breath. You might work with a specific pranayama to find it, or you might just start to be like, okay, can I relax my belly a little bit? Can I just take a few deep breaths? And then as you're taking this time to disconnect from, right, everything outside of yourself and make a deeper connection to everything inside of yourself, there's a chance to really kind of scan over all the layers of the self. And in yoga, we consider that the 5 different koshas. So you might take a moment. Do you know what the koshas are? 5 koshas. And if not, right, there's the physical body, the breath body, the mind body, the emotional body, and the bliss body, which is sort of that more subtle space of the unconscious. So just checking in, landing, present. Bringing yourself a little deeper into a state of balance and harmony. And there might also be a sense of checking in with what's out of harmony, right? What feels misaligned, if anything. Some days everything just feels like it's flowing in a state of center. But other days we feel a little more of that like imbalance. And there's a real slowing down here, slowing down to the pace of your own breath. And giving a little more attention to your body and checking in to find if there's some place within you that you might be able to strengthen. Bring a little bit more tone and support. And at the same time, is there a space that you can soften and bring a little more release and ease? And shifting your attention to your breath again. And notice if there's a space within the body that the breath feels a little more stagnant or still. And can you start to now, with this deeper breath that you found, expand it into those regions that are a bit stagnant? Maybe the back body, maybe the side body. Maybe you're still having trouble relaxing your belly. And you can always bring a hand to touch that space, to physically touch the space that feels kind of stagnant, right? To not only bring a deeper sense of awareness there, but also, right, a little more energy, a little more prana, directing life source into that space. And as you keep your posture steady but relaxed, your breath full and deep, moving into those regions that are a little bit more still, you might check in with your mind, the types of thoughts you're having, the quality of the thoughts you're having. If it's a familiar internal conversation, if it feels really quiet, you can kind of get away from your mind for a moment. If you're in a positive mind space or a negative mind space. Is there a thought you're engaging with that really isn't serving you, that maybe you can now, right, with this sense of witness consciousness, this third party observer, start to detach a little bit from? And then you might do that same check in with the emotional body, right? Like, what emotions are present? Are you in a good mood, bad mood? Is there anxiety? Is there depression, right? Like, just notice what's in the field of the heart. Yoga really teaches that there's not a good emotion, a bad emotion, a better emotion. There's no good or bad in that realm, but just what is, allowing what is to be real and true with a little bit of detachment from it. And can you check in with the bliss body? I think the most subtle for most of us, like the hardest thing to really get a sense of. But you might just think of it being like the core of the self that's at peace. The core of the self that is always at peace. Right? That center that no matter what is happening, you carry within you and it remains undisturbed. Right? With all the chaos of the internal world and the external world, there's that little bubble of peace that lives within you. And you might move through this practice this evening without setting intention, without there needing to be a purpose or a higher reason, but just opening up to the practice and everything that comes up during it, around it, within it, outside of it. And just to be open without expectation, without the need to control, without the need to change. And you might keep your eyes closed or keep a steady drishti as you also continue to breathe really deeply, but start to take some half circles of your head. So with an inhale, dropping your chin towards your chest. As you exhale, slowly circling your left ear over towards your left shoulder. Taking a full breath in, bringing your chin back down through your chest at the center. And as you exhale, taking your head over to the right shoulder. You're just going to kind of observe the sensation in the neck as you inhale, come back to the midline, chin to chest. And as you exhale, drop the left ear down and over to the left shoulder. And you'll start to find like a little dance here. Inhale, coming back through the center, a little bit more fluid. Exhale the right ear to the right shoulder. Just moving with your pace, noticing the sensations that you feel in your neck. Maybe also your jaw and your mouth as those spaces are so closely connected. Maybe any sensation in your ears receiving sound, both internal and external. And if this is feeling good, you can just kind of stay with these half circles of your neck. Or if you're feeling like the neck is pretty healthy today, the next time your left ear comes over the left, you can circle your head all the way back and around. And then the chin comes to the chest and you change direction. Inhale, right ear to the right shoulder, all the way back and around. Gently, carefully. Really considerate of this very mobile space in the body. And as you take a few just easy head rolls, right, there might be a sense of like, oh, massaging some of the muscular structure, the soft tissue of the cervical spine. If you feel a little more on the right or the left or the front or the back, noticing that as well. And as you move slower, intentionally, right, quieter, you might notice that the day already feels somehow a little further away, a little more distanced, and all that external stimulus. Now, the next time that your chin comes down towards your chest, you'll stack your head on top of your spine. Release your hands to your sides. Go ahead and switch the cross of your legs. We've been sitting for a while if you've been cross-legged. Inhale, take a big circle of your arms out to the sides and up to the sky, like you're really stretching, reaching for something through the fingers. Exhale, cactus the arms, open your chest, lifting your gaze with a little bit of tone in the belly here. Inhale, take your arms up to the sky. Exhale, turn your palms face down as you lower your hands shoulders distance, shoulders height. Yeah, now as you inhale, take your left arm across your chest. And as you exhale, hook your right arm under your left so that you're starting to use your right arm to pull your left arm a little bit more to the right. And then you want to create some resistance where this left shoulder is kind of tugging back over to the left. And so the right arm is pulling right and the left shoulder is plugging back to the left. Nice. Now, as you inhale, go ahead and eagle wrap your arms. Maybe bring the palms of your hands together. Maybe just grabbing hold of the shoulders. And as you exhale, lift your elbows up, lift your fingers up, but relax your shoulders down. Nice. Inhale, release the cross of the arms, big circle, like you're stretching, reaching, intentionally grasping through your fingertips. Exhale, the palms face down, open the arms, shoulder height. Inhale, right arm comes across, left arm hooks underneath. And then as you exhale, left arm is pulling left, right shoulder is plugging back to the right. Nice deep breath in and out. Nice, and then inhale, turns that into your eagle wrap, your variation, whatever feels appropriate. Exhale, the elbows, fingers rise, shoulders relax. Inhale, release the arms, big circle out and up. So stretching, reaching through all 10 of your fingers. Exhale, hands to heart, dropping chin to chest, little close of the eyes, a moment just to honor the effort that it took to get onto your mat tonight, however little or much that felt like it was. Release your hands to your sides. Take any props out from under your seat. Inhale, come forward to your tabletop. Knees, hips width distance apart. Exhale, walk your hands forward and drop your chest down into a puppy bow. As you inhale, lift your heart a little bit up away from the ground, an inch or two. And as you exhale, lower it back down towards the earth, hollowing out underneath your arms. Again, inhale, press down, lift up, a gentle rise. Exhale, lower, a sense of deepening into the stretch. Nice, again, inhale, lift up one more time, a little bit of a lift. And exhale, lower again. Now this time as you inhale, lift up, lift all the way up, walking your hands under your shoulders. Exhale, tuck your toes, keep your knees down and shift your hips back towards your heels, really kind of digging your toes into your mat so you're getting a little more stretch in your feet. Breathe in, come forward to all fours. Keep that tuck of your toes. Exhale, lift your hips back and up to the sky, downward facing dog. Breathe in, come high up on your tiptoes. Exhale, take a nice deep bend in your knees. Hips lift back and up. Inhale, straighten the legs, rise up on your tippy toes, hips lift a little higher. Exhale, ground your heels. Inhale, come all the way forward to a high plank position. Shoulders come over the wrist, like you could kind of serpent your spine, rolling your spine forward. Head is the last part of your body to arrive. Exhale, drop your knees, chest, chin to the floor. Toes untuck, feet slide back. Inhale, little lift of the heart, just a baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower to the earth. Strong belly, strong arms. Inhale, press up to a modified plank, knees stay on the ground. Exhale, tuck your toes, take your hips back, child's pose, digging your toes into the floor. Keep that tuck of your toes in dog. Breathe in, come high on your tiptoes again, just as we started. Exhale, nice deep bend in your knees, sinking your hips. Inhale, hips rise up to the sky, legs straighten. Exhale, heels ground down to the floor. Inhale, roll forward, right? That little undulation of the spine coming all the way forward, a spinal wave to high plank position. Exhale, option to drop knees, chest, chin, or lower all the way down to the ground, one solid piece. Toes untuck, the feet slide back. Inhale, little bitty lift, Bhujangasana, maybe lifting just a millimeter more. Exhale, lower down to the ground. Tone the belly, tone the arms. Inhale, press up, modified plank. Exhale, tuck your toes, take your hips back, child's pose, dig your feet into the floor. Inhale, forward to table, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, hips rise to the sky, downward facing dog. Okay, one more time, inhale, high up on your tippy toes. Exhale, nice deep bend in your knees, feel a little release at your low back. Inhale, hips rise up to the sky. Exhale, heels down to the ground. Inhale, a spinal wave forward into a high plank. Exhale, lower all the way onto the floor. Inhale, lift up Bhujangasana, lifting a little bit higher now, keeping the inner elbow squeezing in. Exhale, release to the earth. Tone the belly, strong arms. Inhale, push the ground away, modified plank. Exhale, tuck your toes, take your hips back, child's pose, dig your toes into the mat. Inhale, come forward, all fours, table. Exhale, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Leading with the right leg. Inhale, right leg rises up to the sky. Exhale, roll your hips open to the side wall and bend your knee. Keep the right hand heavy, anchored down. Inhale, straighten your right leg, square your hips down to the earth. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, tone through the belly, round through the back of the heart. Inhale, step your foot forward between your hands. And as you exhale, lower your left knee onto the ground. Untuck the back toes, inhale, lift up your heart, lift up the crown of your head, let your hips descend. Exhale, straighten your right leg, press your hips back. Inhale, shift forward, crown of the head rises up to the sky as the hips drop away from that lifting point. Exhale, straighten your right leg, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Right, inhale, coming forward, lifting up, lengthening your spine. Exhale, pressing back, a softening into humility. And inhale, coming forward, right? Feeling a contrast of that, feeling some nobility. And then exhale, pressing right back down into that sort of selflessness that we all can have. Inhale, shift forward, knee comes over the ankle, tuck the back toes, lift your left knee up off the ground. Take your left hand to the back of your left thigh, and then really lift your leg up into your thigh. So feel that these muscles are toned and tight, hugging around the bone. Inhale, arms rise up to the sky, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest towards the sky, lift your gaze. Inhale, rise up through your fingertips, release that deeper back bend. Exhale, hand circles to your low back, right thumb clasps on top of the left. Inhale, heart lifts up to the sky, gaze rises up, shoulder blades hug in and back. Exhale, take a gentle bow to the inner right thigh without losing the strong support of the back left leg. Inhale, lift back up to your stand like your arms are pulling you to rise. Release that clasp and circle your arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your hands to the earth. Inhale, step your right foot back to your left, plank pose. Strengthen your belly. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Toes untucked, feet move back. Inhale, lift up, Bhujangasana, a little higher if you've got it, inner elbow squeeze in. Exhale, release to the floor. Optional, leave the knees down or tuck the toes, engage your legs. Inhale, push up to plank. Exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Breathe in, walk your hands all the way back towards your toes. Uttanasana, forward fold, letting go of the stress in your life, the day that you've had. Inhale, roll all the way up to stand, shoulders lift up towards your ears as you're rising. Exhale, the shoulders with a sigh drop down onto the back. Inhale, big circle of your arms out and around, right? Like you could get as tall as possible. Exhale, bend into your knees, sink into your chair, Utkatasana. Imagine that there was a block between your thighs and some energy of the inner line of your legs squeezing in. As you inhale, lift up a little bit, not all the way, just a couple inches. Exhale, drop back in. Nice Ujjayi breath here. Inhale, lift up a little bit. Keep the feet pushing down even as the hips rise. Exhale, sink into your seat. Right, inhale, lift up a little bit. Exhale, lower down. And then see if you can really get that Ujjayi breath a little bit fiercer, right? Full breath in, lifting up. Full breath out, grounding down. We've got one more. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, breathe in, come all the way up to stand, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, tone your belly, lead with your heart, forward fold. Breathe in, take a half lift, fingertips to floor, hands to shins. Exhale, full fold. Breathe in, walk your hands forward to the front of your mat, downward facing dog. Exhale, heavy your heels towards the floor. Close your eyes, take 3 breaths. Let there be no intention, no need to control, right? Just feel and experience this moment with whatever it's got. Nice. 4th inhale in your time, left leg is gonna rise up to the sky. Exhale, open your hips to the side, bend your knee, keep the left hand nice and heavy and anchored. See if you can get some stretch in your quadricep. Inhale, straighten your left leg, square your hips, tone your belly. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, round your back, lift up between the shoulders, behind the heart. Inhale, step your left foot forward between your hands, heel to toe. Exhale, drop your right knee down, back toes untuck. In a moment to clarify, so as you inhale, right, a lift in the heart, the crown of the head rising. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. And then see if as you move through these 2 postures, inhale coming forward, low Anjaneyasana. Exhale, pressing back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Right? Can you feel within you that balance of nobility and humility? Right? Like keeping your ego in check, which is hard to do. It's hard to keep that ego in check, but yoga is really a practice that's designed to defeat the ego, diminish the ego, right? Yeah, help us find a healthy ego. So feeling that both of that is within you, right? Everything and nothing. And then the next time that you come forward with the left knee over the ankle, tuck the back toes, lift the right knee up. Again, bring your right hand to the back of your thigh so you can really feel this back leg strong. Yeah, inhale, take your arms up to the sky, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your heart. Inhale, fingers rise, release that deeper back bend, tone in the belly. Exhale, hands circle to the low back. This time the left thumb is on top, so you're switching out the grip. Inhale, heart lifts, gaze rises, hands pull down the back, shoulder blades narrow. Exhale, gentle bow to the inner thigh, keeping the back leg so steady, so strong. Inhale, the hands pull you back up to stand, rising your heart to the sky, releasing the bind and fingers circle overhead. Exhale, lower your hands down to the ground. Inhale, step your left foot back to your right, plank pose, tone the belly, shoulders over wrists. If you're ready for it, exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana or lower all the way to the earth. Inhale, if the low back feels good. Upward facing dog. There should be strength in the arms pushing the ground away. Exhale, hips lift to the sky. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, walk your hands back towards your toes, forward fold. Exhale, bend the knees, drop into that full forward bow. Inhale, roll up to stand, pull your shoulders all the way up to your ears, like this little spinal massage. Exhale, drop the shoulders with a little sigh. Inhale, big circle of your arms. Reach through your fingers. Actually feel some stretch through the sidelines of the body. Exhale, bend your knees, sink into that chair. There should be a feeling of grounding through the feet, strength in the legs. Inhale, lift up just an inch or two. Imaginary block between the thighs. Exhale, lower again. And even as you inhale or lifting, your feet are still very intentionally pressing down. Like you could see little toe grips in your mat, right? We talk about like the gecko grip of the hands. We almost want to feel that like same little gecko grip of the feet, so that even if we were upside down standing on the ceiling, we might not fall off. Yeah, such a steadiness. Such a grounding. You can even look down if you've been feeling like some of the wind has been pulling you out of sorts. Yeah, very nice. Inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms to the sky, stretch, reach, 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 reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Tone the belly as you drop. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Little more weight in the toes. See if you can find a sense of stretch in the hamstrings. Exhale, full forward bow. Let your head drop. Inhale, walk your hands forward to downward facing dog. 3 concentrated breaths. Fourth inhale, right leg rises up to the sky. Exhale, roll your hips open. You're moving at your own pace with your breath. No pressure. Keep the right hand heavy. Get a little stretch in the quadricep. Inhale, straighten your right legs. Tone your belly. Square your hips to the earth. Feel the inner thighs turn on. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Round your back. Lift up behind your heart. Do that again. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Extend, press back. No bend in your knee. Exhale, open your hips. Bend your right knee. See if you can feel that stretch in the quadricep. Inhale, straighten your right leg, square your hips, tone your belly, turn on your inner thighs. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, lift up behind your heart. Do it again. Inhale, press it back so much that you straighten your leg entirely. Exhale, roll your hips open and then bend your knee, looking for that stretch in the front of the thigh. Inhale, straighten your legs, square your hips, turn on the belly, engage the inner thighs, so a little more muscular containment. Exhale, knee to nose, lift up behind the heart and step your foot forward between your hands. Yeah, lower that back knee onto the earth as you inhale. Clarify your spine, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale, straighten your right leg, press your hips back, pause. Take your right hand to your toe tips and pull your toes back towards your face. Right? So you're taking a self-assist as you drag your heel back on the floor as well. Yeah. Should feel a little more in your calf. A space in the body that it said energy tends to stagnate. So as we're here, can you also picture your breath moving down into the stretch of your right calf? Can you start to imagine that, right? Like bring back the power of imagination. Nice. Inhale, shift forward, knee comes over the ankle. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Bring your hand to your left quadricep. Make sure it's tight, toned. Inhale, arms rise up to the sky, high crescent lunge. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest, hold through the belly. Inhale, fingers to the sky. Exhale, hand circle to the low back, right thumb on top. Inhale, heart lifts up, gaze rises. A little different this time. Exhale, take a gentle fold to the inner right thigh. You're gonna sustain 3 breaths. Keep your shoulder blades pulling in and away from your ears. Try not to dump all your torso weight onto your front thigh, but use your muscles to kind of hover and hold. Nice, now keeping this forward fold, you're gonna step your left foot forward to your right. So you're in a shoulder Uttanasana opener at the front of the mat. Yeah, we all made it, nice. Release your hands to the floor, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Try to create a little more stretch in your hamstrings. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, come all the way up to stand, reaching through your fingertips. So you're actually feeling some length and some stretch to the sidelines. Exhale, weight into your left foot, draw your right knee up into your chest. 3 breaths here, holding a steady balance. And we can be in a steady balance, even if it means we are falling out, right? Like our mind's not disturbed, our heart's not disturbed, our breath is steady. 4th inhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat, coming into a high lunge. Yeah, nice. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest, lift your gaze. Inhale, fingers rise up to the sky. Exhale, eagle wrap your right arm under your left. Right arm is under the left, yeah. Shoulders, nice option. As you inhale, whichever option the hands are in, lift your heart, lift your gaze, lift your elbows up a little bit. Exhale, take a gentle bow with your eagle arms, inner left thigh. Nice, inhale, come all the way back up to stand with a full breath in. Exhale, ground your back heel down and feel your hips open to the side. So we're in Virabhadrasana 2 with eagle arms. Oh yeah, we're still in those arms. Nice. So now there's a way to be in eagle wrap, right? Where you actually feel the back body stretch a little bit, right? So try to emphasize that sense of opening behind the heart as you, right, release some space in the back body, but really ground and strengthen through the legs and the feet in Virabhadrasana 2. Yeah. One more big breath in. One more full breath out. Inhale, unwind the arms, right? Take them out wide to the sides. Yeah. And then as you take your next breath in, your back arm, is that your left hand? I think I'm on the other side, is gonna come forward to the right. And as you exhale, you're gonna pull it back like you're drawing an arrow. Inhale, hand comes forward. Gaze can come forward. Exhale, you're pulling that back like a bow. And you're gonna do that a few times. And I want you to start to imagine, some of us may have practiced archery, right? But there's like some tension on the string as you're pulling it back. So try to feel that your arms are really strong. This front arm is holding the bow, pointing steady at your point of focus, right? And that back arm is pulling with some tension back and away. Try to resist movement in the legs, right? Yeah, try to resist movement in the legs. As we think about the focus of an archer. One pointed focus. Right here, right now, right? Fully concentrated in this moment. Yeah, and your arms are doing so much work that I hope some of you are like, I'm tired of holding them up. Yeah, I want you to feel like I'm a little bit tired of holding my arms up. That's what we're looking for. Now, the next time you pull that string back, inhale, reverse your warrior. Left fingers reach up and back, like deep side body stretch. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the ground and step your front foot back into plank. Left foot steps to the right. Inhale, high plank, tone the belly. Exhale, Chaturanga, squeeze the elbows tight to the side ribs. Inhale, use your arm strength, upward facing dog. Press the tops of your feet to the earth. Squeeze the inner shins together. Exhale, take your hips back and up, downward facing dog. And then take 3 breaths here with a steady gaze or with your eyes closed. Try to relax your low jaw. You might even blow out a horse breath. Maybe puff out the cheeks, make some sound. Emily, see if you can spread your shoulder blades a little wider apart. Yes, yes, nice adjustment. Nice, now inhale, left leg, 4th breath, rises to the sky. Your time. Exhale, roll your hips open. Try to get some stretch in the quadriceps as you bend your knee. Inhale, straighten your legs, tone your belly, use your inner thighs, that muscle group that's a little weaker. Exhale, knee to nose, lift up between your shoulders behind your heart, hug the belly in. Inhale, left leg back up to the sky, extend, take the bend out of your knee. Then exhale, roll your hips open, stretch the front of your thigh. Inhale, straighten your left leg, find a moment of strength and integrity. There's no rush here. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose, get all the breath out, lift up behind your heart. And then one more time, just like that, with your own breath. Slow, intentional, fully focused. This 3rd and final wave, stepping your foot forward between your hands. Drop the right knee onto the earth. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. And then again, that little self-assist. So the left hand is going to come grab hold of the left toes, pull them back in towards your face. But at the same time, you're still dragging your heel backwards, right? Without it really going anywhere. So there should be a deeper sense of stretch through the calf muscles, which are a region in the body that for so many of us really holds a lot of tension that we're not so aware of. And then you're starting to really actually visualize, imagine breath moving into your leg, into that space where you feel the stretch. Right? That like childlike capability of imagination. All right, inhale, shift forward. Lift the back leg by tucking the toes. Right hand to the right quadricep. Make sure it's nice and toned and tight, right? It helps to touch it. Inhale, arms up to the sky. High crescent lunge. You kind of know where we're going. Exhale, cactus the arms. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Right? Pulling a little bit of energy in a grounded way. Inhale, the arms up to the sky. Right? Release that deeper back bend. Exhale, hand circle to the low back. This time the left thumb is on top. Inhale, heart rises, gaze lifts, back body narrows a bit. Exhale, take a fold to the instep of the left thigh. 3 breaths here, right? Make sure you're not collapsing your shoulders towards your ears, but you're still pulling them away. Yes, very nice. Yeah. And then a little different this time with your breath. When you get there, the 4th inhale steps your right foot forward. Uttanasana, shoulder opener at the front of the mat. Release your hands to the ground. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Right, let that be a sense of releasing. Inhale, reverse swan neck, tone the belly, come up to stand, reach your arms, stretch to the sidelines, ground through your feet. Exhale, hands circle down to the sides, a little sigh. Nice, inhale, arms circle back up to the sky. Left knee pulls up into the chest this time. Exhale, step your right foot back into your Virabhadrasana 2 as you eagle wrap the arms. Left under the right. Yeah, left under the right. So again, there's a moment here to get like really set up in your legs, in the gripping of your feet, right? In that placement and opening of the hips. At the same time, you're not overworking the toes. Andrew, back heel ground, hips open, Virabhadrasana 2. Yeah, nice. And then I want you to feel like that broadening of the back body, right? So you're using the posture, activating the posture to then really feel the stretch of it, to feel what's intended from it. Nice, yeah. Now as you inhale, unwind the arms wide out, Virabhadrasana 2, gaze comes forward. Next breath in, left arm comes forward to the right. Exhale, pull it back, that bow that you're loading. Right, inhale, left arm circles forward, grabs hold of the string, feel the tension as you exhale, pull back on your bow. All the steadiness and focus, right, of an archer. And you're gonna do that a few times, right? So that it becomes its own little movement meditation. Its own little movement meditation. Yeah. And it should be hard. You should be like making this hard for yourself. Feel that resistance. I remember when I was in high school, we had like an archery unit and it was really hard. Right? It took a lot of strength to hold the bow steady, right? To pull back the string, to load the arrow, and then to release it so that it went right to the point that you were focused on. And notice if your tendency is to like, go a little lazy, right? You want to watch that and counteract it. Notice if your focus is to like push yourself to the maximum limit all the time. You want to watch that too and counteract it. You want to be in that perfect place of balance, of steady focus that feels like, yes, I am working. Yes, I am efforting. But I am also landed in that little bubble of peaceful center that cannot be disturbed, that is always within me. Now, the last time that you inhale, take the arm forward. Exhale, pull the string back on the bow. Breathe in and reverse your warrior. Nice sideline stretch. Yeah. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Inhale, step your front foot back into plank, tone the belly. Exhale, lower, chaturanga dandasana, squeeze the elbows. Inhale, use the arm strength, rise into your upward facing dog. Exhale, take your hips to the sky. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Go ahead and take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, audible exhale. Let some sound release. Ha, 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 ha. Inhale, walk your hands all the way back towards your toes, Uttanasana. Exhale, bend your knees. Feel that as some release. Inhale, roll up to stand. Shoulders lift up to your ears. Exhale, a little sigh. The shoulders drop down the back. Take a few breaths, 3 to 5 breaths here. Eyes closed or steady drishti, eyes open. Just be in the moment without needing to control it, without needing it to be any different than what it is, right? Just be in the moment. third, fourth, fifth breath, you'll gently open your eyes if your eyes have been closed. And then give me like a little just wiggle of your fingers if you're feeling your arms. If you're feeling like, huh, I've got some residual sensation in my arms. I can tell they've been worked a little bit. Okay, good. So from here, we're all in houses, some of them cluttered, some of them spacious, but we do have walls. We all have walls. So we're gonna do a little bit more opening. We haven't done this in a really long time with the wall. And in case like you cannot bring the computer with you, I'm just gonna show you if you can get to it. My wall is a glass door, that works great. Right, we're just improvising with what we have. Yeah, you're gonna come stand, arms width distance from the wall. Hand is shoulder height, wrist is shoulder height. Right, just notice what arm you're starting on. I'm starting on my left, it could be your right. Right, and then you're gonna start to walk your toes away from the wall. And you'll know like when is the right spot to stop, right? If we're really tight in the pectorals in the front of the chest, we're gonna stop a little sooner. If we're a little bit more open, we're gonna go a little bit deeper. But I want you to feel like you're putting some energy out through your hand, out through the palm of your hand that's against the wall. So there's like a little bit of a press. Doesn't have to be much, just it's awake. There's some like life happening there. Now, for a lot of us, we don't like this, right? We label it good or bad, right? I like it, I hate it, right? So try not to label it, but do notice if you're starting to tense in your mouth or your shoulders or your throat, and see if you can let go of that unnecessary tensing, unnecessary tensing. Now, for some of us, when we're here, right, and you've probably heard me say this before when we were in classes, right, in physical rooms, right, the longer you hold, sometimes you get like, oh, I feel like a little bit looser, and then you can re-engage the depth of the stretch by just walking your feet a little further. Now try to take 3 more breaths, deepest breaths of the day of the practice. Each exhale could be a sigh, a little more of a release. Right, but 3 of the deepest breaths that you can find. And when you get to that 4th inhale in your time, you're just gonna press into your fingertips. So there's a feeling of like pressing away from the wall, and let your left arm drop. You might roll your shoulders a couple times. You might just notice like, how does my left arm or chest or shoulder feel different than the other side? And then you're gonna work the other arm. So it might be the same wall, you might go to a different wall, but again, you're taking the arm out, shoulder height, wrist is shoulder height, one arm's length away from the body, standing up nice and tall. And then as you exhale, you start to walk your feet away from the stretch of your arm. Yeah, and then feel like that little bit of press, right? So you're actually putting some energy out the line of your arm, through the palm of your hand, pressing gently into the wall. Doesn't have to be a lot, could be just like 10% of a press, but there is some activation, there's some sense of strength and stability. And then while you're here, a sense of checking in. Am I over efforting in another space, right? Very commonly here to get tight in the mouth and jaw. Is it possible to relax? And then as you're here, right, if that stretch starts to soften or the intensity gets quiet, right, you can just take it a little deeper, start to walk your feet a little further away. which is just an option. It doesn't make it better, right? If it's intense here, there's no need to do anything else. Yeah, nice. Go ahead and take about 2 more breaths, 3 more breaths, really nice and deep. Final breaths here. The reason I like to work so much in the arms and the shoulders this time of year is it's the meridians to the lungs and the heart. The heart is our center of joy. It's that part of us that makes us happy, joyful, right? So you might even like smile a little bit. When you finish your 4th breath, little press into your fingertips. So you're just distancing from the wall a bit. And then, oh, there can be a feeling of, oh, I'm going to let that arm hang and release. And again, you might just hold, right? Hang in the arms. You might roll out the shoulders a couple times. Yeah. And then go ahead and step your feet outer hips width distance apart. Let the arms just dangle to the sides, and you're going to start to twist. Okay, just letting the arms be heavy, weighted, no control, just letting them hang and circle. And as you twist, start to look back over your shoulder. So you're getting a complete spinal twist. This is one of like the healthiest ways to twist the back, getting full rotation. And it should feel good. It should feel good. It's just one of those things that should feel kind of good, right? Gets circulation moving, of blood, of lymph, right? Of breath. Nice. And then take the arms, let them just kind of come back into stillness as the twist starts to unwind. Yeah. And then we're going to do like one more thing at the wall, or you can do it with a block. I know I'm running out of time, but I think it'd be nice to do anyway. So it's a calf stretch. The way you do it with a block is just take it to its lowest height. You can hook your toes on top and then like heel comes down. I'm sure you guys have all done this at some point, at some time in your life, right? You can do the same thing at a wall. Right? I just put my toes up on the wall, drop my heel down, and then kind of lean into it. So I like when doing the stretch for a little bit more intensity to lift up onto my toes that are on the floor, and then I can propel my body weight forward over the toes that are lifted. Right? You can do the same thing on a block, right? Just kind of stand a little bit behind and lift up on that back toe. Like, oh, just a little more. And for those that it's like really intense, right, you can drop the back heel, let the body weight move away from the wall or move away from the front foot, move a little bit away from that block. And you're just going to take 5 more breaths on this side. That's it. Okay. Bringing a little breath, bringing a little stretch into a space in the body that tends to be fairly neglected. You can even rock a little bit if some variance and sensation feels welcome. And then I'm not counting your breath, you're counting your breath when you finish that last 5th exhale. You're just going to switch sides. So simple, right? Whether you're at a block or a wall. And you might find that one side is much tighter than the other. That's really common. You might take a breath in between to compare the release, right? However you want to do it. You just want to try to get an even amount of stretch through the opposite calf. And again, I like that like little lift of the back foot, right? Just to help like intensify stretch. You can also do that. I saw some of you doing the pulsing. The pulsing can feel really nice. Right? Get a deeper stretch and then release it. Get a deeper stretch and then release it. You might even notice, like, how's your balance doing? You do a ton of balance work. This might be a chance to test it, play with it. Nice, yeah. And then once you feel like you've got an even amount through both calves, both legs, then you can let that go. And from here, we're going to get on the ground and prepare ourselves for Shavasana. So you might need like, oh, I just kind of need like something else in between on my way down. Maybe a moment in a butterfly fold. Maybe you need like a little bit of a happy baby on the back. Maybe you feel like I need to do 50 crunches, right? But like whatever you need, you're welcome to find on your way down to the ground. And sometimes it's nice not to feel like you need anything. Like, I don't need anything. I'm ready. I am ready. It's been a day. I'm just going to take this time in Shavasana. But we're all getting there. And then there's always time to get comfortable. There's always time to set yourself up with props, with support, with warmth, with darkness, right? Like just get really cozy. I always love seeing a room full of yoga teachers take Shavasana because it's like, what does Amy Jane call it? She calls it like the nesting hamster, I think. Like just get so comfortable, get so cozy. Because the more comfort that you can find, the deeper you can start to relax. When you're not distracted, when you're not pulled away, but when you're just like, this is perfect, this feels perfect, my body feels perfect, right? That's what we're looking for. And so many yogic traditions, right, teach and believe and guide us that it's the deep moments of real rest, deep moments of rest that we sometimes are able to access the most meaningful moments of enlightenment, of realization, of transformation. So don't miss out on that opportunity. And just rest. You're starting to become aware of the space that you're in. Become aware of your body breathing or being breathed. Become a little more aware of your body. And you might start to reintroduce some gentle movement as you just check back in with your thoughts, the speed of your thoughts, the quality of your thoughts. As you check back in with your heart is having, or the feelings you're not having. And as you check back in with the bliss body, maybe feeling a little clearer now. You might begin to make movement a little bigger as you roll onto your side. Take your time to press up to your seat. Sit in a way that's supported, comfortable, steady, and also at ease. And finding a drishti with your eyes open or closed. Moment to just notice what came out of your practice tonight without being in charge necessarily, without needing to set a direction or an intention, just letting it evolve, letting it be. What came out of it? It's that like little pearl of wisdom that you're going to take with you. Gather the hands together in Anjali Mudra, a little tuck of the chin to chest. A moment to honor this Sangha, this community that we practice alongside. And to recognize that the light within each and every one of us exists is the same as the light that's within each and every other person. Namaste. Guys, have a wonderful evening. So as always, I'll stay on for a few minutes if anybody wants to stay on.